the Tide, Alabama, coming off the 9-3 regular season in Kalen DeBoer's first season replacing Nick Saban. Obviously, it starts at the quarterback position with them too, because Milroe is gone amongst others that were drafted early from their squad. Ty Simpson, how you feeling? Do you think this is more now going to be more like a Washington type offense?
Oh yeah,
that you saw with Penix and that crew.
Yeah, couple things. I'm just going to throw a couple names at you. When you think Ty Simpson, first of all, he was the number 2 recruited guy in that class. You know who the number 1 guy was?
Was that Arch?
Cade Klubnik.
So okay, he's 4 years.
He's worked out pretty well. This guy has sat for 3 years. Like here's why I'm not worried about Ty Simpson, man. This reminds me of Carson Beck. This reminds me of, even more closely, Alabama fans, listen up, Matt Jones. Matt Jones sat. Mac Jones sat. He watched. He had elite skill around him. He came in, he knew the answers to the test already, knew how to check the football down, knew how to get rid of his hands, knew the system. Now, Grubb coming over, the system's going to be very similar. I think this system's going to look totally different. I think Alabama's offense is going to get way more explosive. They got to find a run game. Last year at the running back spot, they really struggled with that. But I think the passing game will be more on time, in rhythm, ball out. Ryan Williams, you're going to be like, that's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Like he is that kind of good. And I think he'll get more easy access throws, and it won't be, have to be as dynamic. But man, I think the Tide with their offensive line, I think with the receiving core, I think Ty Simpson steps in, and Brent, I don't have any concerns. There's a reason he was one of the most highly recruited kids in the country, and I just don't think that sitting made him worse. I think sitting makes you better because you get to see it, you get to understand how to watch it, how to grow it, and then when you're ready, I think you're a lot more seasoned and ready for the call.
I think one of the things that he could potentially do for them, and by the way, he's got like 51 attempts in his career, is potentially get rid of some of the inconsistencies in their offense that you had with Jalen Milroe at quarterback. And if they can be more consistent offensively, I think you're going to see what you're talking about, taking the step because of the receiving core, the running game, all that stuff. But again, it's the inconsistencies, because you think about their season last year, a couple of bad losses that cost them the opportunity to play for a championship. So the other big question for me is the other side of the ball. And I know LT Overton's going to get after the passer. After that,
who else?
I don't know the answer to that question. There's names, but in terms of answers, definitive answers, I don't know the answer.
I've seen a lot of people putting Alabama's defense like number 1 in the SEC and like number 1 in the country. And that, I'm not going to lie, that kind of surprises me, because that's the first thing that comes to mind is the twitch. Like, who are the guys that are – and listen, there was a day that I think you could be very upfront and be gap sound and do all – I just don't think that exists anymore. Like, I think those days are gone. Like – I just think you need game wreckers, and you need guys that can get tackles for a loss and change the sticks and give yourself more opportunities. And that's what I worry about with Alabama's defense. Who's getting after the quarterback? Who's making those TFLs? I think they're going to be really good and really solid, and I think they got really good players at every level. Really good players, really good. But can you rush the passer? Can you affect the quarterback? If you can't, life becomes hard, man. Now I have to blitz. Now I have to play different coverages. Can I play man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many things that come into the equation. So that's what I wrote down, the same thing for me with them. At FSU, Louisiana Monroe, host Wisconsin, and then at UGA, man. Here's the thing with their schedule. At UGA, at Auburn, at South Carolina.
At Missouri. At Missouri, too.
Yeah, at Missouri. Okay. You're higher on that one than I am. I'm talking about, like, I think that's 3 of their hardest games that are all on the road. Like, LSU's at home, which is great. But I just think that if I'm looking at that, like, they're going to lose at least one of those games. And here's the thing that I really want to see. 4 losses, by the way. Last time Alabama team had 4 losses was when Saban's first year at Alabama.
Yeah.
Like, so it's been a hot minute. Like, how do they handle that and come back this year? And are they a little bit pissed off? And do they play with a little bit more of an edge? Like last year, a lot of people went to the portal. It was a tough spot to be in. This will tell us a lot about Kalen DeBoer in his second year.
Very much so. And to give some sort of context to the pass rush stuff we were talking about, last year, by the way, they were one of the least teams in the SEC in terms of getting after the quarterback and pressures and sacks and things like that. Jahad Campbell and Q Robinson, those were second, 2 and 3 for them in terms of pressures and sacks. They're in the league now. After that, it's Keenan on the inside, number 4.
Who's a good player, a really good player,
great player, not a pass rusher. So at least not consistently. So yeah, that's just sort of giving to me. Key player for them is Rusal, or however you say his name. I'm sure I'm butchering it, but number 4, I do know that when I watch tape.
Numero 4.
All right, so over under 2.5 losses in SEC play, or sort of
you get this
prediction type thing. I think I'm going to go under. I think there's going to be a log jam at 6-2 in terms of conference play. And you're just going to, because last year, I know at one point in the season, we were talking about if this team beat this team, we were going to have 5, 6-2 teams, like the A&M maybe at the end of the season of all those scenarios. I think you're going to see that this season where you've just got a ton of 6-2 teams in the league. And I think Alabama's 6-2, which to me puts them at 10-2 in the regular season. I think they win their non-conference games.
Yeah, I think they're going to have – I'm with you on that. I think it's going to be a good season.